Hello peoples in bloody good YouTube. Man, ladies, all captains in World of Warships. Today is actually the video I wanted to make. Personally, it was really painful to make because the amount of information I did while making this video, testing accuracy, possibly good secondary ships I have in my disposal, I have access to in cruisers. Well, first of all, there is one problem with the secondary ships in World of Warships. They were not built for that. Why? Napoli is exception because she has damn good secondary accuracy compared to any cruiser in the game. Siegfried was good at it. I was 5,000 points away to get Siegfried before she got nerfed by secondary accuracy. And there goes the glory of Siegfried. And Napoli stands as an accurate secondary ship, as a cruiser standards. Now, the information, how should I explain it here? Well, if you have watched the World of Warships videos related to ellipse, in a translated accuracy of main guns, something like that, Sigma and all that mumbo jumbo. So what if we actually deep down from the main guns to the secondaries and actually try to learn from them? I will do my best to explain everything I dig out in a week. I almost got burned out from this research, so I'm doing my best to explain. So, what to say, where to start? Let's start about example. And this video that is going to play a little bit while I explain. In this example video, target is Renown. The Renown is 242 meters long, her length, so example. And the main distance to actually test the accuracy, in my opinion, is best to test in close enough 6 kilometers, not above 6 kilometers. So I'm trying to stay below 6 kilometers to actually test the accuracy of the guns, because some cruisers, like this newcomer secondary German large cruiser Admiral Schröder, has 10 kilometer range at full build in range. Oh yeah, to actually fun part about this accuracy is the Wargaming brilliant wisdom and idea is the ellipse of the guns. And what I managed to gather the information in my head, and now I have to explain it and translate that language in this video, it's going to be mind-breaking. So just in case, I'm doing my best to put the link down below in description spot to how it works, firing and dispersion in World of Warships channel. So from there you can actually learn more about accuracy, sigma, so on and so on. Ellipse too. So here is a ellipse model about this. Let me check something real quick. Everything's okay. The nutshell how ellipse works. It's not the best, but it is close enough. So I draw this myself. So the ellipse is something like think about egg, chicken egg, but that pointy part of it needs to be dragged down in the more rounded part. The lower part also needs to be a little bit sharp. So that is basically ellipse. So every main gun in wargaming knowledge has their own ellipse. The ellipse appears every time when gun fires. You still with me? Okay, good. So when you fire the gun, the ellipse appears in this data coded space, so to say. And if sigma is decent enough, it will be accurate, but because they don't share, how does the secondary sigma works? So we are going in blinded here. Is the sigma in every gun they have? Okay. So let's say Graf Spee's one of the 150mm secondary guns fires towards Renown in 5.8 kilometers, and Renown's length is 242 meters. When full builded, so to say, if full builded secondary Graf Spee, Graf Spee has total 6 secondary mounts. The axe turret in the back, the axe turret, 105 AA gun. Let's just say 6 secondary mounts, and they all have their own ellipse. And if the sigma, every gun has something like 1.0 sigma in full builded, the ellipse is smaller. But surprisingly enough, the ellipse is still something like one secondary gun has the ellipse something like 240 meters wide ellipse in one secondary mount. But if we combine all those 6 together, it's more, let's say, in wargaming standards, accurate. Because the amount of secondary guns you have, the less accurate they need to be, because the amount of shit they throw towards the target in one gun, if they are like as accurate like tier 6 destroyer, I don't care what destroyer, tier 6 destroyer accurate secondary guns, Graf Spee could, in theory, with main guns and accurate secondary guns, beat down Renown before Renown beats the health out of Graf Spee with her main guns. And torpedoes. Graf Spee also has torpedoes, but still has a really good, in my opinion, main guns. So, what does this tell to us? Basically nothing. Because we don't know. Is this actually the same thing with the secondary guns? Because if you take account, you can destroy enemies' secondary guns. That's basically one of the ellipses out from your ship. That's basically just a secondary guns. If one gun is taken out and you still have 4 of them active from 5, you have 4 secondary guns remaining firing the enemy target. So that's my best way to in how, in theory, the secondaries work in this game. Now, let's take about the Schröder. Next video, please. So about the Schröder, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 secondary mounts, plus it was the -X turret behind, so she has basically 6 or 7 secondary guns active, and they have triple and twin mounts, so that's more shells to throw the enemy ship. Now, I chose the Soviet ship Riga tier 9 large cruiser. The outnumbered is basically worthless because they don't affect anything in the accuracy. I tested a lot. In was it 55 games, 50 games with Schröder? I heck lost the count. So, the reason why I choose Riga is because her size, although there was other great targets, but I thought about perhaps Riga is the best choice. How wrong I was, because I have no idea what is the length of this damn ship until it's probably 250.5 meters length? Question mark? Let's go with that. So about the 100 hits. 100 hits is the main goal in every test I did. Full secondary build. Not impressive, I basically lost a count. I forgot to take a time. How long does it take to every secondary? Well, of course, let's forget about the time, because reload time is just a boost. How many shells you can hit. Let's focus on the accuracy only. For some reason I did 381 hits. Excuse me, shots. And only 101 hit the target. So calculated 218 shells miss in probably dispersion 250s. I mean, come on. Graf Spee more accurate. Hey, let's not jump into conclusions yet. Our next video is about the Schröder with no secondary build. And this time I have Ibuki from Imperial Japanese Navy Tier 9 heavy cruiser as a test target, because 200 meters basically sounds more promising. How wide the cells can land if you take a look. The amount, well, this is not the best quality, because I did this in one run, because my patience is not always the best. So I did 200 meters ship's length, no build in this clip, and now take a look how wide those shells can get in 200 meters. And remember how the ellipse works and the amount of secondaries in Schröder. So question is, do you know how many secondaries Schröder has per side? Was it 6 or 7? Because behind is the axe turret, the triple mount. That also counts as 7th. So 200 hits, can I take it in this? Well, sadly the fire ruined these calculations a lot. About the Schröder, while this clip is being spinning, the Schröder is fast ship on its size. If you take outnumbered and then you take speed flag and you have not spotted, I took the photo how fast this damn waste of resources is 41.5 knots maximum speed, and that is ridiculously fast when you build in a speed with the engine boost active. That's 41. That's a freaking fast ship in this size. Of course there are faster destroyers, but come on. 41 knots. Outnumbered. Active. And that means you need to be in your main gun's range less. Allies and every enemy ship spotted in your gun's range to activate. So this took me 770 shots. That's not impressive. For a not impressive, mediocre, so to say, mediocre performance for a secondary cruiser. Huh? So let's change the video clip. Here is the same ship, but secondary build, secondary flag gives -5% of her ellipse size in her secondary mounts. Remember, the length of the Ibuki is 200 meters. Secondary module was at minus 20%. Dispersion, that's 20% less. Smaller ellipse, that's basically 25% smaller ellipse. And now auxiliary armament 2, it doesn't affect nowhere whatsoever the accuracy. It can only improve the amount of shells throwing to enemy ship. So that's basically more wasted shells into the sea. The faster your guns go, but I don't know, that's my personal opinion. It must be just me blabbering about how bad they are. Well, basically, today I was playing Schröder. I got 2 secondary kills in single match, and the range close to 4 kilometers, something like that, to actually hit the battleship or a cruiser. 10 kilometers, yes, it can do the job, but less the RNG it will affect. Now, the Siegfried. Well, I have disappointing news. I forgot to take account what did I used in this Siegfried clip. Remember, Riga is the, in my research, is the Petropavlovsk, Stalingrad. One of the designs. So if we take me trying to figure out the best way. So this is basically full build secondary on a Siegfried. And still remember still the length of Riga, 250 meters, probably same length like Bismarck. So full build with the flag, with the module. I don't remember, did she have commander skill about faster reload? I don't care. But the amount of cells missing the target in this eclipse, 250 meters, if you take actually closer look where those splashes appear. Long range shotgunning, no focusing at all. In Siegfried, I learned a lot from this. While doing these testings. You know, I was kind of wishing to have Alaska right now. But sadly, the amount of time it requires to build well, actually not built, just 2 modules and 1 flag. Or basically one module, 1 flag, that's it. Minus 25% in her dispersion. That's it. In cruisers, battleships have commander skills. So how many shots did I use? This. How many cells did you actually miss, Siegfried, in this test? I actually forgot. It is actually painful to watch. Just to trying to get 100 hits with this ship. Probably Siegfried's secondary build Eclipse is somewhere 250 meters wide, the Eclipse. So that's basically too painful to play. It's the size of battleship, okay? It's basically the size of battleship. Take into account, she have 128mm secondary guns, and those in knowledge how armor works is the best, well, no, I don't know the best, but good armor piercing secondary caliber, because they can penetrate 30mm armor. I forgot, sorry about that. So how many cells did I actually miss in this test? $506. So that's basically almost 400 cells miss out of 500 cell shots. 500 miss in 6 kilometers. Will you still take Siegfried as a secondary ship? No matter how many tests I do, the accuracy is still bad. No matter how many tests I do. Take a look fast. Look in the Schröder performance. Just a quick look. 575 shots and 109 hit. So that's basically 460 shells miss. And that amount secondaries, come on. And the last test was something like, compare it, no, in build. $717. If that fire is not there to ruin the day, this would actually be a perfect test run. Just a way to remove the fire, that's all, in these armor testing courses. So, next patient test subject, so to say, is Ägir. Ägir. How do you want to pronounce the name? She has more secondary guns compared to her sister Siegfried. 5, let's say 5. So in length, in secondary build, the flag, the module, no modifications. You can actually see already how bad these secondaries are in secondary build. Actually, there's a word I just recently learned. The more you know, it's a curse. So actually taking these cells, do you want to actually use these secondaries? The ship is 250 meters length. And you can already see they go beyond that length of the ship. Something like 275 meters. Ellipse in Siegfried. Excuse me, Ägir. And also same problem goes with the sadly Schröder. You know, I could have actually used Bismarck in this test because she was 250 meters long. But I thought cruiser might have been great test subject in this. Then a battleship. Because Schröder is kinda good against cruisers and almost sunk battleships. Good luck hitting destroyer. And 200 hits, excuse me, 100 hits with Ägir. And how many shells did I miss? Let's skip a little bit. Ägir is basically the best choice in the end, compared to Schröder. $656 shells fired and only 103 hit. That's 553 cells. So now, with the Napoli, the queen of the secondary cruisers, well, I still need Alaska for this test too. Let her rip. Those are actually sap. Excellent shells for light armor, cruisers and ships. Look at the eclipse of these cells when fully builded in Napoli. Napoli only has 5 mounts. 5 mounts of secondary mounts. And see, is this accurate? And the ships, this length of Riga is 250, right? I might be wrong, but let's go with that. The Eclipse is half of the ship length, almost half. That's basically the accuracy of the cells. If Schröder had that accurate secondary guns, she would have been, with Siegfried, be the perfect secondary cruiser in the game, not just by amount, but also combat efficiency. Schröder works with the main gun, sure, but tier 6 AP guns suck. You need to AP improvement to actually make that thing work. Okay? AP buff for her main guns to actually make more damage. Well, that's basically must be some kind of nerf, because that amount, 7 mounts secondary guns plus 4 turrets, 305mm guns. Sure, she would pack hell of a punch, but her armor is still rubbish against tier 10 and super ships. And 290 shells fired and only 190 miss. That is the accuracy of the real secondary cruiser. The perfection. And there is a Ibuki in comparison. Secondary build with flag minus 5%. Secondary module 20% smaller, and auxiliary armament, that means 20% to the reload. And that is basically the result. The ship in 200 meters. And that kind of accuracy in tier 9. Ibuki. And Napoli is tier 10. Just a beautiful accuracy. I don't understand why they coded Schröder's secondary guns to be so badly accurate. Mediocre performance. Actually mediocre performance. And now we are basically killing Ibuki in this secondary test. That must be, the Eclipse must be something 100 meters small. The Eclipse 100 meters probably. Or 130 millimeters. I don't know. The half of the ship length. That's the beauty of the accuracy. And now, final contestant, Azuma. Well, 100 millimeters secondary guns, 4 turrets, Yeah, could work. Accuracy? Nah. That's terrible. That's terrible accuracy, actually. Really terrible. Just watching 4 turrets trying to actually hit. It's a good start, yes. Good start. But do they actually do anything in that caliber? I don't know. And basically, I don't care. Azuma is basically good as a main gun ship, not a secondary guns. But this is basically a meme ship for a secondary ship. You can try if you want, but you will get blasted to the face immediately. This is basically almost bad accuracy, like Schröder's, but hey, that's up to your opinion, and that's my opinion. But I did testings, and I hate that knowledge. I want to take a big bottle of rum and forget all this information and join the game. So if we speed up a little bit, go to the main kill. 100. Shit. There. To the main structure. Beautiful dispersion. And 540 shell shots and only 100 hit. That's basically 440 cells went miss. What this tells to you? Well, up to you. I don't have Alaska to test this, or any other cruisers to basically test to comparison. Are they really accurate? Compared to Napoli standards. We are going now basically Napoli standard accuracy comparison. And all these ships are rubbish compared to Napoli. Yes, they are good, sure. But it's about the performance. It's a shame, really. It's basically a shame. All this wasted for a good secondary ship. And they still managed to make this bad. Now I do hope, I really wish I could actually show you what kind of build I actually did. But let me tell you something before I end this video, because this has been a really long video. In a commander build on a Schröder, remember always to take the outnumbered and replace the one of the stupid secondary skills to a fire starter on the cruisers. That skill 2 point that basically makes fire starter better, because thanks to these shells fired to enemy ship, the probability of sending enemy ship fire is increased. So this ship is basically fire starter. With this amount, secondaries and the main guns. Use the HEs, because the secondaries are HE cells, so they are basically starting the fires. And really great in that. So, remember all these jackass information I actually managed to dig out. Now, clock is almost middle of the night. So I am going to sleep before I actually lose my mind. So, take care, beautiful people. Try not to lose your mind while playing this ship, okay? Like I did. Almost got... well, what was it? Burned? Mind burn? Well... up to you. So, I hope this was better than in my last video. Because I had learning experience how to actually make this work. So I wish you good luck in the future battles, and I wish you good night, happy Christmas, and oh man, take care, goodbye. I'm actually losing my mind here.
Gegnerischer Kreuzer zerstört.